watching the Eternal Tournament Series.
And we're back for round 6, the final round of Swiss for this ETS Open Weekly. And we've got a pair of 5-0 players here. These are the last two undefeated players in the Swiss tournament. So they're playing for the title of undefeated 6-0, only 6-0 player through the Swiss. Time to get hype, right, Mark?
Oh, yeah. Always hyped. And a little bit of an interesting matchup. And by interesting, I mean it is Elysian Midrange versus Elysian Midrange. Be ready to face it on ladder soon.
You're already, if you've been playing this
Well,
week,
yes, but I'm expecting even more. At least I was seeing some diversity. I don't know. A couple days after, like every time after an ETS, it's always like you have to prepare, especially if a deck, like there's multiple copies of a deck in the top 8. It starts flooding, or at least it's my experience. But anyway, moving on. It's fine. Moving on. Lists are pretty similar. Couple differences in terms of number of friendly wisps. childroland's got 4. David's got 3, but David's got 4 scouting party. childroland's got 2 scouting party. David's got 27 power. childroland's got 25. Kind of going back and forth. I think it's going to come up to how a lot of these come out to, which is who draws crystallized first, and they're both running 2. So I don't know, Rhino, you got any more in-depth?
Yeah, they both have double crystallized, double backlash, so they'll get to play that game. But other than that, yeah, it's just how they approach their top end. childroland's got 3 Carnosaurs, whereas David's got those in the side, but up to 4 parties instead of 2. So it goes a bit wider. And as you mentioned, David does play 2 extra power, so might be able to curve out more reliably. But as you said, a lot of times this matchup can just come down to crystallize, maybe. But also who has the turn 1 initiate can be pretty big too, and who like gets momentum, who has board control. As we see players go to mulligans here, and David has not only the crystallize but also a turn 1 initiate. You know what? So does childroland. Although I guess childroland, yeah,
and childroland
are gonna curve out nicely.
Yeah, ripping the seed off the top to give them that primal source, allowing them to play the false prince. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
childroland already has access to this power, where if David takes that trade, won't have access to the power.
Yeah.
When the initiate dies, you still have it till end of turn. And yeah, David doesn't take the trade. Roland gets down the false prince. So that turn 1 initiate, turn 2 false prince is one of those draws that these Elysian players live for. One of the really explosive starts that can lead to it just dominating people. As we see childroland trade off the initiate there, which means he won't be able to wisp plus false prince. So I'm a little surprised he just didn't go with the false prince. But in the meantime, David is stuck. Does not have double time.
Yeah, so this would be David just taking a ton of damage early.
Yeah, this game is over. The Elysian, once it gets behind, ain't catching up. As we see childroland opt to go with the wisp instead of the prince. Sure, whatever.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I mean, childroland was going to have a hard time losing with that permafrost and the Xena initiation still in hand. So like, even if David rips that second time source, right, it's gonna be hard.
That was a quickie, but
it was.
They tend to be pretty fast when your opponent's playing a 5/5 overwhelm on 2.
Yeah.
childroland had a sketchy keep, or not a keep, but a mull, but found that primal source and proceeded to beat down, while David did not find a second source and got beaten down. So we'll go to game 2 after we get some sideboarding here. Both players have an extra crystallize to bring in. We talked about that card. I think it's going to come in. What else comes in this match?
I like the... I was about to say, so I think the Carnosaurs are good. Just to answer like some of the other big threats, but I mean, like the Cerso, neither one of them has silence at all, do they? Cerso is just going to be a big problem for both the decks too.
Yeah, Cerso basically is a problem until you have Obelisk or Scouting Party, and then it's kind of not a problem. Then it's a nuisance, and then you permafrost it or polymorph it if you want to. Like, see, childroland has access to polymorph. David doesn't. They both have 4 Praxis Blazers. Oh no, childroland only has 3, but that can be kind of useful in terms you get into stalls, maybe you start reusing things that have seen an initiation on them, or if there is a pesky Surso or Titan in the way, you can bounce it and beat in. But yeah, it's all about just making stalls and getting in for a huge swing and finishing. Except as we saw that last game, when you just get out way ahead and stay ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what David is sideboarding here. It looks like David's actually taking the backlashes out. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I like, and he did bring in the 2 Carnosaurs. I'm trying to see what else he brought in.
It's like maybe trimming on the scouting party. I mean, as important as nice it is to have backlash to counter crystallize, kind of all it does, other than countering the occasional scouting party or maybe a Xena initiation, pretty light on targets. So even though that one target is super critical, it might just be worth having more threats so that you're ahead on board and they don't have the opportunity to crit. Just like a philosophical.
And it does look like the 4th permafrost also did come in.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Sure, it doesn't hit Titan. It's one of your better answers to False Prince and Surso. So you take what you can get.
Seems great.
Yep. So here we go. Players are resolving mulligans, and childroland doesn't have the aggressive start he had last time, but at least has good power. And on the other end, David has that turn 1 initiate with double obelisk Titan, but the power might not get there.
Yeah, I kind of like the greed though, because like if David rips, David's agreeing with me in terms of keeping that hand. If David rips a power, that hand becomes very good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have kept it on the play because that's one less draw step to find power, where at least, but he found the power. There it is. There's a seat. The thing is, though, if he plays the Seed of Wisdom, he doesn't get double primal off of Diplo Seal, but he does get to curve out, and I think that's more important.
I think so too.
I think guaranteeing a Titan next turn or an Obelisk next turn is just so good.
Yes. Yeah, and we're going to just see the Temple Scribe come down. So David's going to be looking decently pretty here.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about before, just getting out ahead.
Yep.
And that's what David's doing here. It's tough for Combre to play catch up. Or not Combre. Combre's okay.
Elysian.
Elysian, sorry. They're all time decks in the end, right? But here we go. The Titan comes down. David draws some more cards, including another Titan. So you can either chain those off or start slamming obelisks. We'll see what he does. But this Initiate doing a lot of work as we expected.
And I definitely liked the Sandstorm Titan coming down last turn just to go ahead and trigger that Wasp. There's no real reason to play the obelisk here just yet, but
Yep. So the Praxis Placers out of the board come in there. Instead of giving childroland some space to beat down, it's just giving him some room to breathe and not die. As David draws for turn, just finds a permafrost here. Might end up using it on the Dawnwalker to continue beats with this 5/6, and then just hoping to close out the game basically by setting up this crystalline.
Which I like.
Yeah. You know, you're giving up permafrost as an answer to Surso, but if Crystallize ends the game, you don't need a permanent solution.
Exactly. David's already sitting at the 5 power in order to cast the Crystallize, and Surso would be stunned for 2 turns. Childroland's already at 15. I think that's plenty enough, and you got another Titan sitting in your hand. Putting the permafrost on the Dawnwalker, it's going to take care of it for the rest of the game. You no longer have to worry about it unless Childroland somehow fills up their board completely and is able to sack it that way.
So David gets another Titan down here. Found a Carnosaur for the turn, but that's not castable both power-wise and influence-wise, and passes back to Childroland, who just has an Amber Acolyte to develop more power and thin the deck.
So do you think we're still going to start seeing the as aggressive of attacks as what we were saying a second ago?
Yeah. Crystallize is going to come down here, I think, because it's
just going to knock him to 2.
Childroland down to 2, and then Roland only has 7 power next turn. How many things can he do to stop 2 Titans plus your other units?
Sure. Yeah, so, I agree completely.
No.
All right.
Goes with the obelisk instead. That does take his units that were vulnerable to crystallize out of it, and then this way, crystallize is just guaranteed
just lethal
next turn. And that's what David decided to set up instead of going for it over 2 turns. By just doing it this way, getting that first obelisk out, now 1 swing in is lethal.
Yeah, these have been I'm not gonna lie, I did not. I expected this.
Never mind.
All right, well, yeah.
Instead, David's not going for the crystallized.
He still trades like here. I don't like. I feel like if you're taking that line of just buffing your units every turn by playing the obelisks, you're not. You don't want to take like
right.
you're not looking to trade your units. So
Child Roland double permafrost here.
Yeah.
To stop lethal from happening, and I imagine that means David doesn't have lethal yet, so yeah, it's just going to swing in and I guess develop a Dawnwalker here.
Okay.
And we'll maybe eventually see the crystallize from him. Just I
yeah.
don't know. Even if you cast crystallize last turn and Child Roland had the backlash, it's not like you're getting blown out.
Oh god! And now there's a Sandstorm Titan coming down. I mean, granted, like the Sandstorm Titan is just going to be a chump blocker here, but it's just another. Well, and I guess it's just lethal. So. No, it's not. Okay.
No, not lethal yet.
If
David can cast Carnosaur and finds a time source, and
there we go.
Carnosaur comes out.
Hey, so, friends.
Got there eventually. He was far enough ahead that it wasn't really like a loss wasn't ever on the radar for David there. I don't think it was possible for Roland to come back.
I agree.
So I don't blame David for just taking the time to develop those obelisks like he did and not going for lethal. It's totally.
Yeah. I don't know. If you got the one, go for it.
He just heard that we said the match, so I prove us wrong by not casting it and winning.
Yeah, I am surprised though how quickly or how early these games are getting decided. I truly thought that it was going to be much more of a slogfest.
Yeah, I mean that game was kind of a tale of I've got initiate, you don't. I'm going to get ahead and chain these, and that's the thing with Elysian is it's a mid-range deck, but it's prone to these explosive, aggressive starts that can really just snowball out of control. And when one side has it and the other doesn't, I think we've seen the player on the play win both games. That's kind of a coincidence, but also.
Well, yeah, I was about to say I don't want to start a conspiracy theory here. All right, but both players on the play, okay, both players missing primal, okay. Mm-hmm. Both players first draw the power that they need, and then they go on to win the match. It's
we solved it.
Yeah, I just there's something there. I don't know what it is. I'll let you know. Maybe next stream.
Yeah,
we'll crack the code.
Yeah, when it comes to Elysian, I guess greed is good because the rest of your deck's not really that greedy, right? It should be inherently pretty consistent, so we can keep those potentially explosive hands you go for.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I'm wondering, because David's like 27 power, actually not doing everything. Like I wonder what the reasoning behind having the 27 power versus 25 and like just 2 seek power.
It's like part of choosing when to use seek or not is like how often depleted versus undepleted power, how strict are my influence requirements, but also how often do I want to have a higher average power on a mulligan because seek power doesn't into that. There's some weird subtle things going on as we have game 3 underway.
Yeah, I guess like it seemed I don't know. Because it seems like there's been a few influence issues. I mean, like both decks are like super consistent, so I don't think it ultimately, if you were to like average it out again, but across a bunch of games, I don't think it ends up mattering. But it's an interesting decision point.
Yeah, David already has 4 Amber Acolytes, so you're gonna hit the influence you need to thanks to those anyways. I think it was more important once you're already playing 4 monuments, some other things, to just try and minimize your depleted power. But here we go. Child Roland's the first to get a false prince on the board. David responds with a Dawnwalker. And Child Roland's looking for more power. David's got plenty of it in the tank right now.
Yeah, and Child Roland also has the polymorph. So if, for whatever reason, the Dawnwalker becomes an issue, go ahead and get rid of it. I have to imagine, though, Child Roland's looking to save that for a little bit bigger of a threat than the Dawnwalker.
Notably, David had a Permafrost in hand, opted not to on this false prince, maybe a bit more valuable to save it for a so. Plus, you have Obelisk in hand, so naturally trading with false prince. So, Permafrost, pretty valuable card in this matchup, and David displaying some patience with it.
Ooh,
speaking of Permafrost,
Permafrost of his own for Child Roland. You think we're going to see Temple Scribe and Permafrost here?
Yeah, your options here are Scribe
Ooh,
Frost or
okay.
Displace and beat that way.
Yeah.
Like, either way lets you beat down with False Prince. And Child Roland's opting to go with the Praxis Displacer line to get that extra body on the board. I guess Temple Scribe's also an extra body. It's just
Yeah.
quite the same.
Correct. I guess like,
yeah, both players valuing their permanence, right?
and this is definitely more power efficient this way. I guess I would have liked to try to dig to get those Sursos going, and it's just the fact that you have the two of the Sursos. Like the first one, David probably could answer, but the second one just seems hard for the Legion deck to like just immediately have an answer for.
But they do get a little bit worse when in play and you don't. So that might have been a consideration.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a lot of, the first two games were just beat curve down, don't think about it. But there's some more subtlety going on here as we see David actually considering using the permafrost this time around, and opts to do it because next turn he's going to be casting a scouting party anyways. His power is going to be tied up for a while.
Okay, so now, there's the Amber Acolyte. Won't be able to cast it this turn.
Hits power, but not quite, as Amber Acolyte is will eventually get you there. And now level 13, David's got to be happy with that turn from Child Roland. Doesn't really do a whole lot to develop the board, just develop the hand. And David's ahead on power, has an obelisk in play, and is now way ahead on board with this scouting party that's out of crystallized range.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky situation. That False Prince, though, going to let Child Roland trigger the Friendly Wisp. Hopefully, you take the risk to hit a power that way and just get another body on the board to block all the Yetis.
Yeah, I think you do because, you're playing a permafrost here anyways. I would have, False Prince first just to draw first, but exactly. It's not like you're going to draw. Child Roland finds 2 power, turns one of it into a Reinhardt, gets slammed down, and just bashes in for 1 instead of maybe trying to hold it back to double block one of these Yeti spies, although they might just become 3/3 as David digs for that 8th.
Yeah, so as it sits now, if David wants to attack completely out, which I have to imagine with specifically the Yetis, only drawing 1 card, however, getting 2 units off the board.
Yeah, if you wait to attack with the Yetis, the 3/3 still just trades with the 3/2. That
exactly.
Yep. So I think it makes a lot of sense to just do this here anyways. Oh, but David drew another obelisk. He's gonna choose to develop a unit here and see what he draws, and then have a surprise obelisk next turn as immediate boarding.
What do you make of Child Roland leaving the Temple Scribe back and letting an extra card be drawn? I don't know if I'm a fan of that personally.
Yeah, is the 1/1 on board valuable than a random David's hand when they've got an obelisk that's not at 8 yet, so even a power super valuable?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a tough call as we see David follow up with Surso and another. Okay. So Surso v Surso action here. Has the 8th power, can play another obelisk. It means he doesn't have crystallized thoh.
And this also means that Surso trades 1 for 1 now.
Hey,
well.
Yeah.
Hey, I forgot about that second obelisk in David's hand.
Yeah. Yep. So that just means David can't swing with this initiate because Surso could block that and shrink the rest of the board. Although that may have actually given him lethal check, but not taking that risk, not bothering with the math, and bashing in with 5/5.
Ooh,
5/5s
dropping
and 10,
to 2.
Yeah, going down to 2, and Child Roland's got a crystallize in hand.
Yeah.
Surso plus False Prince is a 2-turn clock. So there is a way Child Roland can win this game. Just chain basically 2 crystallize. And we'll see if that happens.
All right, there's the Carnosaur. Like, there's no way that crystallize doesn't come out this turn.
Yeah, crystallize comes out here. Child Roland bashes in.
Yeah.
For 11 damage.
11, we go down to 9. Or 10, excuse me.
Yeah, and David has a couple units to play here, but Sandstorm Titan crucially can't be stunned, can't be Carnosaur, can be Polymorph, but
yeah, I have to imagine we're going to see the False Prince. Yeah. Over the.
The thing with Polymorph is it turns the unit into a 5/5.
No, it turns it into
sorry,
polymorph. I thought we were talking about Surso. Yeah.
Yeah, so not quite as good as it normally is.
Not particularly.
Figuring out a way, and then even then, if you polymorph it, you just block the frog onto the Surso, and it trades up into the Surso anyway. So yeah, Child Roland's gonna try and get in anyways, but David's got the blocks, and he'll have the back.
That's just Surso making it worse for himself. That's I don't know. That's amusing to me.
Yep. And Child Roland scoops it up. David takes it as king of the Elysian Mountain, and 6-0 in the Swiss, has the 1 seed locked up for the top 8.
And congratulations to Child Roland too, though, making it into the top 8 again. Both these players were 5-0 coming to the round. We'll see both of them more than likely in the next couple rounds.
Yep. They both make top 8, and we'll see how the rest of the bracket's playing out. Looks like there's one match left outstanding, so we won't be ducking in there, I don't think. So yeah, no backups. We'll just be coming back with more action once the top 8 settles in. We can announce who all made it in. It looks like for now the are level 13 David at 6-0 that we saw. Child Roland is in. The Clam Burglar in at 5-1. Kamado and Buckwheat. Those are your X and 1 players right now. Definitely locked in. And we'll see who else makes it in when we come back with top 8 coverage. Stick around.
We'll see you guys then.